Hello and welcome to the Evercade Retreat. GeneJoke here, and today I'm adding Mutation Nation from the Neo Geo Super Pocket to my ever-growing list where I rank every Evercade game ever. Mutation Nation is a beat-em-up released for the Neo Geo arcade system in 1992. And as you might guess from the title, it involves mutants. Various big ugly mutants that you get to smack down and beat up. The two protagonists, Ricky and Johnny, return to the hometown to find it overrun by hideous mutants. I think that's about the extent of the plot. It's essentially two crude dudes done in the style of Double Dragon. The aesthetic is pure early 90s mutant, post-apocalyptic, almost Saturday morning cartoon style stuff. The sprites are large and detailed and well enough animated. The backgrounds are also pretty detailed. It is a good looking game, with some large impressive looking bosses and suitably gross explosions when enemies die. The sound effects are quite meaty and the music is sort of heavy and energetic, and again it's what you'd expect from this kind of game. But there's no absolute belters here. Nothing that stuck with me beyond playing the game, I just remember it suiting the action at the time. On the gameplay front, it's fairly standard beat 'em up stuff. There's not a very large move set, but the basic combat is quite satisfying. Instead of having weapons, you have a sort of elemental orb system. You collect these glowing spheres and they can unleash various sort of screen clearing abilities, which you unleash by holding down and charging the attack button. They're visually impressive and generally work a lot like the magic from Golden Axe. Well, except for the need to charge them up rather than just having separate buttons pressed to activate them. As with most beat 'em ups, it can get quite repetitive, and this is heightened by the pretty shallow combat. I strongly suspect multiplayer would help with this, but as it is locked to the Neo Geo Super Pocket at the moment, that works against it. All in all, I would say it's a solid but unspectacular beat 'em up. One that's really carried by the aesthetics more than the gameplay, but the gameplay is satisfying enough to keep you entertained at least for short bursts. Now, like most Neo Geo games, I never played this back in the day. I don't have any nostalgia for it. However, it's very much the sort of thing that I would have enjoyed playing in 1992. The style of the game and all it's going for is exactly the sort of thing I would have been really into then. So while I don't have any nostalgia for the game itself, it does still give me a feeling of nostalgia. Overall, it is a good looking and solidly playing enough beat 'em up that doesn't quite stand out from the crowd, and falls into many of the same pitfalls as plagues many games from the genre, like being quite repetitive and dependent on multiplayer to really get the most out of it, which currently being locked to a handheld isn't great. To place it on my overall Evercade ranking list, I'm going to put it above Millipede, the arcade version, but below Galaxian. Anyway, I think that about wraps it up for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.